going on, world? Gen the Legend 24. First video is done. Hopefully I can keep the ball rolling and it gets easier. I just wanted to make this video to send a message universally to anyone watching. If you're a little kid, if you're a young adult, an adult, or an elderly. I'm blessed to make it to 2022 in one piece, in a healthy state, and I'm grateful for everything I've done, everything I've accomplished, and everything I will do. To the generation before me, thank you for trying your best in trying to do good for either yourself or the world. To my generation, be prepared to run it, because I grew up being asked what you want to do in life, and I don't know. If I could go back, I would probably say I just want to be happy. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I do have my days. I'm not going to paint a perfect picture for you. Like, my path to where I am now was not the smoothest path, and I haven't really shown much on camera yet, but everyone out on social media is always trying to post like their perfect life and stuff, but like off camera, we all have our internal battles, and we deal with a lot of issues, and sometimes we can be very discouraged, but people push for a lot of inspirational stuff out there, and try to keep a smile on everyone's face. I try to do my best when I'm with people, even though sometimes it feels like we're suffering, especially being at sea with the same people. It's kind of tough. Definitely not a typical job people do, but I say that only with this perspective of being a sailor. I don't know what it's like to be in an office from 9 to 5. I know what it's like to be on a ship 24/7, but that's the difference between myself and the rest of the world, maybe. Like 7.8 billion people, 7.8 billion different things that are done in a day. To the generation after me, just watch and learn, be open-minded. There's a lot of things you can do to set yourself up with a good path if you use social media to your advantage. I thought I used it to my advantage. They would say you don't really dictate the algorithm of what you see, and the algorithm basically is just like kind of like a pattern, and if you kind of like think about something you want, say it's like for me it was dirt bikes for a while. At one point, the only thing I would see on my social media was dirt bikes. It does change from time to time, but at the time I really wanted a dirt bike, so all I would see on social media was a dirt bike. So if you can do some specific searches, you'd be surprised how much you can learn about one thing. If you started off 2022 wanting to improve yourself, go to the gym more, eat a little bit healthier, I suggest you also use social media to your advantage. I wouldn't necessarily say like go follow a page of this person that shows off like their good food and their habits and stuff. Like, don't just focus on what you see, focus on the knowledge you get from it. So try to figure out what diets there are out there, and then slowly stick to one diet at a time and figure out which one your body reacts to best. It all depends on your goals too. Like, do you want to cut down? Do you want to maintain your weight? Do you want to gain more weight, look a little bit bigger, move more stuff? You can pretty much do whatever you want. You just got to understand that it doesn't happen overnight. I've been working out for 8 years now, since 2014. That was when I just started high school and I was getting into sports, and I knew I wanted to be a good athlete, so I built this mentality of mine to just have good habits, and it's okay to break it sometimes, because we're all human. We're not going to be perfect, right? I wouldn't say I had the cleanest diet up until this point. It's been a little chaotic with food when it comes to me, but my body does a pretty good job of maintaining. I've slowly gained weight over the years, but it was like a healthy amount of weight, and sometimes I'll cut down a little bit, but along with social media being used to your advantage, I would just be careful of what you see, because some people might be putting false information out there, and part of becoming older is being able to pick people apart and figure out whether they're reliable or not. I'm just a straight up honest person, and I'd like to think I'm reliable. I mean, I just go based on like what I see and stuff. Like, I don't really want to quote people and whatnot, or I just use my head and try to think logically why it works and why it wouldn't work, and that's probably like the engineering side talking. But it's pretty late and I'm pretty tired, and I'm recording this on iPhone 8, so I don't really want to make any cuts. And like I said, I wanted to be the realist to do it, so I'm probably recorded about like 10 videos at this point, and I'm just too tired to even care at this point. I'm just kind of going off. I just know the younger generation definitely has a good advantage if you can figure it out quick enough. If you're in high school and you're trying to figure out whether you want to go to college or do something else, or just join the workforce, whatever it may be. In high school for me, I was in the metal fabrication program at a public school, and my instructor kind of inspired me to follow this path that I ended up taking. He said he worked on ships for a while, made a lot of money, and I was like, I can see myself doing that. And I ended up at Massachusetts Maritime Academy, and I ended up graduating, and here I am. And it all became true. I'm on path to make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money now. I say not a lot of money now, but money is relative for me. I know for the most part I am making a lot of money, but I know that the world has a lot of money to have, yeah, for myself. And I don't know, I'm not gonna stop for some reason. I shouldn't stop. If I can keep going and stay driven the way I am, I'll have a reason to keep going. If you're thinking about going to college, I can only talk about Massachusetts Maritime Academy because that's the one I picked. I committed 4 years to it, and I graduated in 4 years, thank God. Some people are lucky enough to graduate in less. Unfortunately, some people graduate in more. I wouldn't say unfortunately. If you graduate at all, it should be an accomplishment. It shouldn't be discouraged. I almost thought I was going to graduate in 5 years. I was never the smartest kid. I think a lot of teachers could probably tell that I definitely wasn't the smartest, but I knew enough to get by. And sometimes you just gotta know that much. It's impossible to know it all and to memorize it and take the exam with a lot of pressure on yourself. It's kind of tough. I wouldn't say kind of tough. It's very frustrating, actually. I remember being in class, trying to listen to the teacher, and I'm just thinking like, oh my god. I was like, I feel so bad for this teacher because I just feel like he's wasting his breath on me, and I'm like the type of person who doesn't want to waste energy where I don't have to, and for this person to continue talking, I'm just like, when is this class going to be over? And I think a lot of kids can relate to that, because it's very tough to focus on things you don't really care about, and that's just like a insight for school. They make you sit at a desk for 8 hours of the day, and I kind of didn't want to do that. And with the maritime industry, being an engineer, it's a little bit easier, but the workforce is still chaotic. This has been a pretty long video. I don't know what I talked about. I'll look at this over again, but I didn't want to make any cuts. Recording this on an iPhone 8. I don't have a laptop, which is pretty sad. But my laptop broke when I was in college, my last semester. And I just didn't do enough research to really know which laptop I want to go with yet. That's the thing that's stopping me. I always try to do my research on things before I buy it, because now that I am in a financially sound spot, I can now become picky with what I want. Same thing with clothes. Like, it used to be about getting as much as you can for the least amount of money. Now it's just like, is the quality good? Like, is it gonna hold up? It might be worth it for those extra couple bucks that I'm throwing in to get whatever item I want. But I'm still shooting for the cheapest possible stuff, because why not? Because all the rest of my money can be used to buy more things. I'm a very materialistic person, but I think I'm legit, so I'm gonna review this and see if I got my point across, but I can't share everything in one video. So hopefully someone out there is taking something from this video, because I don't know what I got from this, but I'll catch y'all later.